Good afternoon. Do you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I'm sorry, there was some network issue at my end, hence the delays. Okay, so today we are going to discuss the sixth and the final assignment for Compilers Laboratory. But before I start, a few updates. So some of you, I believe, got the evaluation for assignment 3 and 4. Not some, majority of you. For few students, there is some problem. Problem means it's not problem actually. So some of the TAs are having some test currently. So that's why the delay is. I guess that corresponding TA contacted you, and it will be done by Saturday positively. Okay. So after that one, we will have the interaction session with the TS at the mutual convenient time. So they can contact you. It may not be during this laboratory session, maybe at your convenient time. And that way we will finish the interaction and close assignment 3 and 4. We are expecting that by say early next week, we can able to close assignment 3 and 4. And also, as per your request, the deadline is Sunday for assignment 5. But nevertheless, we will release assignment 6 today with a deadline up to November 5th. What is remaining? We remember that evaluation of class test 2. Now, one problem was auto-evaluated based upon the order. So you remember that matching kind of problem that was auto-evaluated, but for the rest, we are processing. But you know that yes, last week was the holiday for all of us. So it's not the TA, not the teacher also able to evaluate that one. And also after that, assignment 3 and 4 was evaluated. That's why we were expecting that definitely by next week, as class test 2 or second class test will be evaluated. Also, as per our plan, so probably next week or next week, one assignment will be released corresponding to theory class. So all those students who are only crediting laboratory but not theory, so it is not for them. And that's why we will release that one in the theory part of the Moodle section. Because you remember that we mentioned that there will be 3 class tests, 30 marks each, and one assignment will be there corresponding to that theory class. In the theory assignment, we will try to give the assignment from the portion which is not covered in the laboratory session. So this is the last and sixth assignment. You will see up to the code generation, we will stop. But after that, you know that a lot of advancement has done and optimizations are also included. And as you are going through the theory class, register allocation and different local global optimizations are there. So we are planning, although it is not yet finalized, that the assignment will be given from that section. Okay. Now, given that your class test 3 and the lab quiz is on 3rd week of November, we are planning to finish everything before that one so that we can able to show you the marks. I mean up to assignment 5 and if possible assignment 6 and also if possible the theory assignment so that when you will go for your class test 3 and lab quiz 2, then you will have clear in your mind that what are you standing and in order to get a very good grade, then what you need to achieve. So we are trying and we will do our best to do that one. Okay. So now I will introduce you this assignment 6. Majority of it is already covered in the theory class, but before I proceed, do you have any question or anything to discuss? Then you can feel free to discuss now.
Um,
Yes, Satik.
sir, when can we expect our grades for the
Yeah,
assignment 3 and
Satik,
5?
your voice is not clear.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Hello. Sir, till when can we expect our mark for the third and fourth assignment?
Marks of
Third and fourth assignment.
class test.
No. The assignment 3 and 4.
Assignment 3 and 4. So for most of you, I think the evaluation is done. Let me check. Give me a minute. I'm opening Moodle, so I can give you. So as per my knowledge, for few TS, there are some tests. So they requested for an extension, but they mentioned that by Saturday it will be done. So otherwise it is done. Let me check in Moodle that what is the status. And 3 and 4 will be evaluated together. So when it is evaluated, so on quick succession, you will get the marks. Somehow my system is slow. Please bear with me. I'm still opening the Firefox.
Excuse me, sir. Am I
Yes,
audible?
tell me. Yes,
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 I
you're
wanted to
audible.
discuss about the theory assignment which we had for compilers, the second one. Sir, in that exam, the question pattern changed, right? So we
Yes,
got more subjective questions than multiple choice. So,
right. I cannot hear you now.
am I audible now?
Yes, now audible. Yes.
Yeah, so I wanted to request you to, kind of reduce the number of questions.
Again, you are disconnected, probably. I cannot hear you.
Someone is muting me actually. There is no issues in internet connectivity from my end.
Oh, please do not do that one. Let us hear. So, yes, tell me, Jessica.
Yeah, so I also mentioned in the comment section during the examination, after the examination. So
Mhm.
to allow
I
the
have seen your
submission,
comment. Yes.
so could you work upon this?
Okay, we will consider this one for class test 3. Yes. But you know that it is not easy to give the objective questions for compiler. you have to work out something. But I believe that time was good for class test 1, right? So for this class test 2, you feel that sort of little time, right?
Yes,
Am I
sir.
correct?
It was
Yes, sir.
extremely less.
Okay, okay. So we will consider this one in the third class test. So
So like actually I wasn't able to type out all my solutions. Like there was a problem with tab. Like if I press tab, if I press the tab and then press enter, I quickly move to the next question. Like instead of like in what happens in text editor, like if we put a tab, we get a 4 space or 8 space tab, right?
no, regarding that one, I am a bit helpless. But if you
Yeah,
list all
that's like
those kind of
maybe.
technical situations, I can talk to our software lab technicians. If it is possible to fix, then we can fix it in Moodle.
Yes, sir. Actually, like I happened to lose 2 questions because of this. Like I pressed it.
Yes, yes, I know that one, and I also heard from some of your friend that so accidentally he pressed some key, and as a result it goes to the next question. So it should not
Yes, sir.
happen.
Like we are
So
very ideal to press the tab
yes,
button to get a 4 space.
yeah. So what I suggest, Swatik, so I don't know who is the CR in your class. So if the class representative can take the initiative and list all those kind of problems, because you know that you are dealing with this module for almost all the tests. So and we are using a departmental CSE module. So if you list all those kind of problems, then personally I can take care. I mean, I can talk to our software lab staffs, and we try to fix. I cannot. I cannot say that we will fix it, but we will try to fix that one. Okay. So if those kind of
If you,
issues are there, so please list those issues and send that to me.
then maybe one of the solution might be that we can submit a single file or maybe like different files instead of just typing that
Yes,
directly
sir.
to the.
Like a single PDF with all the questions, and then we can upload it on Moodle directly instead of a single PDF for each particular question. So like
Okay.
uploading multiple PDFs is also difficult from our end. So if you can just provide all the questions in a single PDF, then we can do it
Mhm.
all together. Right.
Okay, then actually I
The
remember
engineering
that class
side
test
of
one.
all is
I remember
about
in
that.
class test one there was only one question for which you need to upload the PDF, and for this test there are two questions for which you need to upload the PDF. Okay, so this I think this we can able to do. So if there are multiple questions, so for them we will expect that one PDF we will upload. So that is possible. That we
Yes.
can.
And the object text part as well in which we have to type 10 to 15 lines. Maybe in that as well,
Okay.
like maybe we upload our own
Okay.
TXT or
So your concerns are well taken. Yes, I understand. I got your point. So definitely for class test 3, we will think about it. Okay. And we will try to make sure that say time is enough for most of you. And also that if we can reduce the number of uploads. So we will try to make it as much as interactive possible. And if there is upload, then maybe it is at most one upload, not more than that kind of thing. I think it was fine with the class test one, right? Okay, I got it. I got it. So anything else? If you have any, then we can. If you do not have any, then we can move on. So yes, I noted that. So only few has been evaluated. I believe that they have evaluated. Only thing is that it is not uploaded in the Moodle. I will talk to them and so that they can upload it definitely by this weekend. Okay. So please bear
sir,
with me. Hmm.
hello. Sir, would there be any compensation in the test tool like for that tab enter problem? Like because we weren't allowed to move back to the question, so like it was somewhat kind of the like system fault, I guess.
Swatik, for some reason I cannot hear you properly, but I can hear Isika properly. So Isika or any other person who can hear Swatik properly can narrate to me. Can you please narrate to me?
he is trying to ask for compensation for all the questions in which he wasn't able to answer. Like he pressed the tab button and he wasn't able to answer that particular question. So it happened for a lot of other batchmates.
Okay, compensation is not allowed, Satvik. I am really sorry about that one. So the
Sir, but
problem.
like it was somewhat a systems problem, like in the class.
So look, what I understand is that compared to class test 1, in class test 2, since there was two questions for which you have to take the photograph and upload, so you feel that time is not enough. And also you feel that this class test 2 is subjective compared to class test 1. Now my point is that regarding the subjective and objective fact, for compiler we cannot make it completely objective one. So subjective will be there, but we will take care about the fact that enough time is given so that you can answer. And as you suggested that if there are multiple questions for which you need to take the photograph and upload, then if it is possible to merge those questions so that you can have at most one upload. It was the case for class test 1. So I mentioned that we will also look into it for class test 3. Okay. Now regarding this tab, space, etc., for which the question is being changing. So those are technical problems which are very much relevant with the software. Now, if you list those kind of problems and send to me, then I will talk to our software lab to try to get it fixed if possible. And if not possible, then we will try to inform you that these are the things you should not do during the test.
So like one of the most basic solution is that maybe you can allow us to go back to the submission. Like that would solve that problem pretty easily.
Okay, we will try. We will try. Okay. I think that all your concerns I can able to summarize in these 2-3 points. Right? Anything
yes.
extra? Anything else? If anybody has any other issue which is not covered in these 2 points, then he can or she can mention.
Sir, I had a query regarding evaluation of my third assignment.
Okay.
Like I don't know which TA has evaluated it, so I can't contact him or her.
Okay, wait. So evaluation process is not yet over. So what I used to say that once the evaluation will be over, so I will send an email that evaluation is over, and then you contact your TA. So during that time, if you do not know, then definitely I will help you to identify your TAs. Don't worry about that one. Okay. So it is ongoing. I am expecting that within 2-3 days, everything will be evaluated. And definitely after that, you will get an opportunity to interact with the TA to know that what is your mistake and to explain if there is any misunderstanding. So it might be possible that TA is blocked that one for further discussion. He is not deducting the marks, but he or she feels that, okay, so this is a concern and let us mark it, we should discuss with the student. So from their side also it is the case. Okay. So you will get enough time. So last time also for other laboratory evaluation and the class test 1, you remember that I mentioned that evaluation is over. If you have any concern, please say mention that one in Google Sheet or say contact your TA. Similar to that one, we will do this one. Okay. So no need to worry. It will be taken care. Don't worry. So once the evaluation is done, then I will inform you and you will get a chance to interact with your TA. Okay. Is that fine, Mayank?
Yes, sir. Fine.
Okay. 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 So now let us start with the 6th and the final assignment. So assigned date is today, as we came to the mutual agreement that although the assignment 5 will be open, but we will release assignment 6 on October 21st. So who has finished assignment 5, then they can start, or even if you partially finish, then also you can start. So it is entirely up to you. How do you manage your time? Because the submission deadline is November 5th. It is going to be some Friday, I believe. Yes. So you have right from today, you have 15 days. So 2 weeks. But since you are working as a group, I believe you can able to finish this by November 5. Although in between there may be one assignment for theory class. Okay. Now you have done the assignment 3 on lexical grammar, assignment 4 on phrase structure grammar for Tiny C have already been defined as subset of the C language specification from the International Standard ISO IEC 9899-91999E edition. Finally, in assignment 5, currently you are generating the 3-address code. And the 3-address code you are generating or translating for input Tiny C program to a quad array. So regarding this, you remember that 2 different kind of printing we suggested. One is interactive, another is lazy. So lazy means that once you generate the 3-address code, you should not print immediately. Rather, you store in an array, and once the conversion is over, then you print that one. And in your assignment 5 also, you are preparing one symbol table and other auxiliary data structures which are required. Okay. Now in the 6th assignment, we are expecting that you will write a target code translator from the 3-address code quad array with the supporting symbol table and other auxiliary data structures. Here the target code you need to target to the assembly language of x86-64. So this manual I will upload in the Moodle. You can look at that one. Basically what you need to do, corresponding to each 3-address code, you need to generate the target code. And for that, in theory class, we already have discussed this TC or target code generation. The required lecture notes are also uploaded in the theory section of the Moodle. Now the translation is machine specific, and your generated assembly code would be translated with GCC assembler to produce the final executable code for the Tiny C program. Okay. Now in the scope of the target translation, we are making some simple assumptions. For simplicity, so we restricting that shift and bit operators, shift and bit operators support only void, int and character type and skip double type, support only one-dimensional arrays, multi-dimensions are not required, support only void, int, character, void star, int star and character star types for return types of functions, no type conversions to be supported. But please note it down that up to assignment 5, whatever is required, you have to do that one. Okay, but when you will go for assignment 6, so some restrictions are imposed. But by looking at this assignment 6, you should not assume that assignment 5 is also restricted of these 4 points. It is not true. And the 5th point. Since the type conversion is not supported, so you can safely assume that whenever there is an arithmetic operation, then both the operands are of the same data type. And by looking at the support, you can safely also assume that it is integer, because there is no support for short int, double, float, etc. It is only the integer. Okay. Now for IO, provide a library. So you remember in assignment 2, individually you created one library using inline assembly language program of x86-64 along with syscall for GCC assembler. So we consider the reading and writing of the string, integer and character, string, integer, not character, and floating point. But since we are not dealing with the double, so only the string and integer is required for us. So you please use that one. Now the question may come that you have done assignment 2 individually, but this assignment 6 is a group assignment. So which one to use? So it is up to you. You discuss with your partner, and whose assignment 2 is doing good, you can use that one. But you should not use somebody else assignment 2. I mean that you can use your own assignment 2, or you can use assignment 2 of your partner, but not the assignment 2 of your other friend. That is the point. Okay, so this is the header file myl.h that you remember from assignment 2 class. The same thing I am mentioning, only thing is that the restriction float is not there, double I am not supporting, or I am restricting that double will not be there. So that's why the header file is also reduced a little bit. You can make a reduced version of the header file and use that one. Okay. Now the design of the translator, grossly, which parts are there? Memory binding, then code translation, and target code generation. For the memory binding, you need to take the help of our module 6, runtime environment, that was discussed initially during the laboratory session, and the lecture slides are also uploaded in the theory section of the module. So please use that one. All those who are doing the laboratory only, please visit the theory sections. You will get the module 6. So the memory binding deals with the design of the allocation schema of variables, including parameters and constants, that associates each variable to the respective address expression or register. So this needs to handle the following: handle local variables, parameters, and return value for a function. So you need to implement the AR or the activation record. Now, if you forget, then you have to go back and you have to check the format or the diagram of the activation record. So that activation record of each function will be stored separately, and how they exchange or how they pass the parameters or return the value from the function and where it is stored, those information will be very much useful and important in this context. So here in this table, summarily we are presenting that one. So various design schema for AR are possible based upon calling sequence protocol. A sample is provided. You can make use of this sample. So it will be in the stack. So stack item can be saved register, callee local data, base pointer of caller, return address, return value, parameters, and whose responsibility is this is also mentioned here. So callee saves and restores, callee defines and uses, callee saves and restores. Return address is saved by call used by ret. Return value is callee writes, caller reads, parameters, caller writes, caller reads. And you remember that in our 3 address code generation also we mentioned a different nomenclature or different kind of convention, that whether the parameters will be read from left to right or right to left, whether in the symbol table the offset will be negative or positive. Similar to that, in AR also this save register, callee local data, return value. So you please use this kind of offset, where save register, callee local data will be with the negative offset. 0 is for return value, base pointer of caller, and positive offset is for return value and parameters. Now the activation record structure with the management protocol. Offsets in the AR are with respect to the base pointer of callee. Return value can alternatively be returned through a register like accumulator. The AR will be populated from the symbol table of the function. Symbol tables of nested blocks will be flattened and its variables allocated within the symbol table, and hence the AR of the function where they are occurring. Necessary name mangling will be performed to take care of same lexical name for different variables in different nested scopes. Handle global variables as static and generate allocations in static area, because you know that the scope is global for these variables, and also for the static variable, although the scope is not global, but you need to retain that value so that when next time you will come, so you can retrieve that value. That's why global variable will be populated in the global symbol table. Usually the name we can give st.gbl. Now please note it down. This kind of naming conventions are most widely used. So it is always advisable that you give this name for the global table. ST stands for symbol table. .gbl is short form of the global variables or global name of the variables and the functions or global identifiers in general. Definitely you can give some other name. There is no problem with that one initially, but in future, if somebody else is making use of your program, or maybe you, when you will come back and look at your program, then you may feel difficult to understand that what is this name used for. So that's why it is preferable to use the convention which is most widely accepted. Now the generate constants from table of constants handle strings constants as assembler symbols in data segment and integer constants as part of target code text segment. Register allocation and assignment. Currently in the theory class, we are discussing this one. I hope that Monday it will be finished. So you can have, by that time you will have overall idea of this register allocation and register assignment. Please note this allocation and assignment are two different terms. Okay. So create memory binding for variables in register. After a load store, the variable on the activation record and the register have identical values. Register can be used to store temporary computed values. Register allocations are often used to pass integer or pointer parameters. Register allocations are often used to return int or pointer values. So in summary, few points are mentioned where the register variables or registers are used for the variables. You try to make use of that one. Now refer to runtime environment lecture for the detail of the memory binding. Next, the new thing, code translation. This deals with the translation of 3 address words that you generated in your assignment 5 to x86-64 assembly code. For this, you need to handle two things, function prolog and function epilogue. That is also discussed in our theory class and uploaded in the lecture slide. So what is generation of function prolog? Few lines of code at the beginning of a function which prepare the stack and registers for use within the function. And what is function epilogue? Appears at the end of the function and restores the stack and register to the state they were in before the function was called. So which means this function prolog and epilogue is not actually the part of the source code inside the function, but it is kind of part or the part of the code which is required to manage the function when you are entering to a function and when you are exiting from a function. So these two things you have to incorporate separately. Next, map 3 address code to assembly. So to translate the function body, do choose optimized assembly instructions for every expression, assignment, and control quad. Use algebraic simplification and reduction of strength for choice of assembly instructions. Reduction of strength you can do, but we are not expecting the optimization in your generated target code. You please use some missing idioms like INC for I++ or ++I in place of add register 1. For that, you consult the x86-64 standard and you use that one. It may be INC, it may be INCR. So what it is that you please look at. Again, refer to target code generation lecture for this second part. And finally is integrate all the above code into an assembly file for GCC assembler, so that when the makefile will execute, then it will use the GCC assembler to generate the executable file from your assembly code. Therefore, your assignment is to write a target code in x86-64 translator from the 3 address quads that you have generated in your assignment 5. And assignment 5 is also using your flex bison specification from assignment 4, assignment 3, library functions that you have generated in your assignment 2. So make use of all those. Now you can see that all those parts are being integrated in order to have a complete package for a compiler. Now prepare a makefile similar to the previous assignments to compile and test your project. Prepare test input files. Some naming conventions are given here. You please follow that one. And also you please follow the naming conventions for flex specification, bison, data structure. Now I understand, and you also asked the question whose roll number it will be, because you are now a group. So you can give both the roll numbers. We are fine with that one. But this roll number will be helpful to discriminate different files. So what we used to do in order to test your code, so we download everything from the Moodle and put it in one folder. Now, if all of you write say ass6.l, then one file will be overwritten by another file. So just to make it different, we are incorporating or requesting you to incorporate your roll number. But if it is group, and yes, it is a group assignment, so you can use either one's roll number or both of your roll number. It's not a problem. Okay. So what is required is mentioned here. So all those things, and then you put it in a folder, zip it, and upload in Moodle. Okay, you can tar, or if you want, you can zip after the tar, ZZ. So here I am not going through this one. So the breakup of the marks are given here. You see here that for each of the parts that we have discussed, there is some marking. So handling of activation record, handling of nested symbol tables, handling of static memory and binding, handling of constants, handling of register allocation and assignment, and memory binding in general is getting 40% of the total marks. For code translation, it is 20%, handling of prologue, epilogue, and the function body. But you know that if say you have done memory binding correctly, but code translation is not correct, then you will not only lose 20% marks from this code translation, but after that target code management and the correctness of the output from those sections also you will lose the marks. So you have to make it as much perfect as possible. Okay. Now for the design of target code management, it is only 10 marks, but it is actually coming from 40, 20, and then 10. So if something went bad in 40 and 20, then you will not get these 10 marks for design of target code management, because the management is not complete unless otherwise memory binding at code translation is complete. Next, design of test file and correctness of output 10 plus 10. So for test file, we are expecting at least 5 input files covering all the rules, and shortcoming and or bugs, if any, should be highlighted that you can mention. And for that, and some of you used to ask me through email that shall we provide a readme file, and I suggest yes. If you have any specific instructions to execute your program, then you please mention that one. If you have any other things like shortcomings or bugs or anything you wish to communicate to the TA, then please mention that one. Okay, it may possible that on the last day you identified that okay, it is working fine, but somehow for some code or for some logic it is creating some problem. So you can mention that one in your readme file, and for that, based upon the severity of the problem, some marks may be deducted or may not be deducted. Okay, but that will be a small part. Now, integrated interface of the TinyC compiler, that for that you will get 10 marks. So that is all about the total assignment 6. So what you learn from here is that as of now, what you have done in your laboratory, all the components of assignment 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be useful for here. The knowledge of your assignment 1 will be useful here, and after assignment 6, you will have a small compiler for compiling TinyC or a subset of the real C program. Okay. So any question? Okay. So if you do not have any questions, so let us stop here. And as I mentioned regarding our plan of evaluating assignment 3 and 4 first, then class test 2, and then assignment 5 and 6 will be evaluated. I will keep update you on that one. I'll keep on updating you on that one. And also I remember your feedback from class test 2, and we will incorporate all those things so as much as possible during class test 3 and lab quiz 2. Okay. So thank you. Let us stop here. I'm uploading the assignment in the Moodle. You can check it now.